Good morning! This is the Abundance Mindset Podcast. Sit back and relax as we discuss hot topics on how to handle and grow your business, self-development, and how positivity can bring profitability in your life. Here are your hosts, Vinney and Gualter.
Welcome back, Alchemists. This is Abundance Thursdays with myself, Gualter Amarelo, and the great Vinney Smile Chopra. Vinney, welcome back, brother. How's everything going on the West Coast?
Thank you, brother. It's really good. It's temperature-wise. Gosh, I should have looked at it. 48 degrees. It's 48 degrees here in California, in the Bay Area, Danville, California, near San Francisco. Really excited about today. I got up at about 4:35, whatever, and lots of things have happened. I'm doing a big seminar today on hotels. Investing, wealth building in hotels, which I've been doing. I did really well in the COVID with the hotel. I doubled the 6 million to 12 million, sold that, took the 1031 money, and then we put into Wyndham Garden. We own it now. We bought it for 13 million 9. It's worth 21 million. It's 100% occupied right now. Oh my gosh. So, I'm excited. It's going to be a wonderful day today. Yeah.
So for everybody who doesn't know, hospitality means hotels. So
Yes,
real estate has a lot of different categories you can get into. Vinny's been through a whole lot of them over the years, with multifamily, single families being the first thing he got into, and then getting into multifamilies, and then syndication. And then once he got into syndication, it opened up to a lot of commercial. He started doing hotels. He did senior assisted livings. He does residential assisted livings now, and he's done a whole lot of things in between, including businesses and different alternative investments. So
startup. So I forgot about that. Actually, I'm meeting with AR/VR company where I invested a lot of chunk of money, and we are going for $250,000 to $1 million revenue this quarter, looks like. So I'm meeting with the CEO today. Yeah.
And I know you also day trade, and you also have over 30 businesses that you currently, or 30 business partners that you're currently working with. So for everybody who's at home thinking, wow, why is Vinney jumping on a call like this? It's because I started off saying I'm going to build 100 millionaires. Vinney caught wind of that and said, bro, that's good, but let's build 1,000,000 millionaires because it's going to have a much larger impact. And as we've been working through this, we started going through the 52 wealth principles and getting a billionaire's perspective. Now, when I say billionaire, Vinny's very modest. He came to this country with $7. He wants $7 a story. But he did raise over $200 million and bought over $1.6 billion worth of real estate, over 8,000 units he had on his side. And he sold quite a bit of that, and he's diversifying into different asset classes now. He even day trades from time to time. Today's wealth principle is wealth principle 14. We're going to dive into this principle because it's, as somebody who's as diversified as Vinney is, the 80-20 principle shows up everywhere. And it shows up in your stock trading. It shows up in your hotel investments. It shows up in your real estate investments as a multifamily and the single family flips. Your time is really where 80-20 is the most valuable. Vinney, a lot of the people who follow us are accredited investors already. In fact, sometimes I make posts about making money, and a lot of my people on Facebook or LinkedIn will come back and say, bro, like, why are your posts always about $1 million, but $1 million is nothing? You got to get to 10 million. You got to get to 20 million. You talk to me when you get to $40 million, $50 million. What do you say is the mindset of success? How does an 80-20 principle work for somebody who's already at $50 million net worth or $10 million net worth? Why is the 80-20 principle still relevant to somebody who's already what most would call ultra rich?
I would say thank you, Gualter. It's such a pleasure to be with everybody today. This morning, we come live to you. No preps, no nothing. We just go at it. Then 9 a.m. Pacific and 12 noon. Thank you, Gualter. And the thing is, this Pareto principle, 80-20, a lot of people know about it. See, lots of people know about law of attraction, law of manifestation. What you think is what you achieve, what you believe is what you do. Your habits are all formed. But some people take heart to these principles. They live their life with them. Other people, they know these principles are there, but they don't act on it. See, that's the tyranny. That's the really headache. Is that what I find? People who are successful or not successful, who are in 1.5% of the earners or entrepreneurs, and or 2% or 5% or 10% in the top, or 1% or 0.5 or 0.1%, they're all working on this principle. It's the Pareto principle, 80-20. It's very simple. 20% of your time and effort, when you spend, rightly is the word, with your top clients, with your top people in your team, with your top partners, you will get 80% of the results. That's a given fact. It could be 30, 70, 80, 20, whatever you want to take it. But how you're spending your time in a day, if you're just driving around, if you're just looking at emails and putting social media posts and reading and feeling bad about yourself and everything, why I'm not where I need to be, instead, you're spending good quality time preparing your marketing plan and putting your focus on your top clients, your top products. It's in every part of life. Your relationships, hold on. Are you spending 20% of the time with family? And it's the best time ever that you get 80% of the result. Your wife is happy, your spouse is happy, your kids are happy, but it all comes with thinking, planning, and just having the true north. I say that, right?
So Vinny, I like it. And now, for the person who's listening who's got, let's call it $10 million, right? They're already at 10 million or at 50 million. Does it make sense to keep growing? Does it make sense to go for 20 million? Does it make sense to go to the 100 million? And if so, what is that 80-20 at that level? Once you already have a good, strong net worth, what is the next 80-20 to double it again?
Love it, love it. It's fabulous.
Hi, friends. This is Vinney Chopra from here in Danville, California. And you might be saying, hey, Vinney, what are these over here? You know, I wrote this book a few years back, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. It became top seller. I came from India with $7 in my pocket. It says 500 million. It's going to be 1 billion very soon, very soon. I'm right at about 850, 900 million. And then I'm ready for the next billion. Actually, you will see that happening, 2 billion in this book also. The other book I wrote, which has been a very big positivity, has been my life. Always, I've been married 43 years with 2 children, and the beauty is to be positive, the mindset that can take you to all the places in the world. And that's the book that also became big seller. My third book, Senior Assisted Living, is coming. So do yourself a favor. Go ahead and click the link below to get free copies, audio copies of these books, even printed copies of these books. Printed means digital if you can't afford it. But I would highly recommend for you to get these or go to Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon. I got it in soft cover, in hardcover, in Kindle, in audio, also the Spanish version of this book also. So let's crush it, guys. I know you can be successful. I know you can do the kind of things that you want to do in life and have the streams of income and know how to really, educate yourself so that you could become a strong force in this world in real estate. I know you can. So take that step. Don't just be on the sideline. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your education.
See, many people might be okay at 10, 20 million is a good net worth. You could live a good life, and how many years are left? I know baby boomers are turning 65, and we are 74 million of us turning into seniors and all that. But the key thing is, it's the desire, it's the focus of the entrepreneur, what they want to do with their life. If they want to get to 100 million, again, the biggest thing will be to expand and see what companies they are in, which is what I'm planning and doing and everything, to how to take those companies who are my horses much farther with different interactions and inputs and everything, so that you could invest into those horses more. They'll bring bigger results, they'll grow bigger, they'll give more cash flow. If it's IPOs, like in my case, and other things like that, and all those. But the thing is, desire has to be there. Then comes the plan. The strategy is, who are your horses? I always say that. Or who are your partners who are sincere, who are frank, who are totally trustworthy. They have proven their records, and you give them more fuel so that their companies grow. When their companies grow, your net worth grows. your equity, your all those things grow. And then the third thing is diversification, I would say. That's where you are able to diversify and then be hooked up into new, strong AI business. And so much is going on, data and all, every single facet of health, biotech. And I'm just going through some things coming to my mind, but everything is going to get much more productive. I just saw one particular yesterday, how to build $1 billion business with one man, with one person. It's amazing. It's amazing. With AI agents and AI, all these techniques and so forth, you are able to do it very. I don't think it's easy yet, but we just are in the infancy stage. I hope it helps a little bit. But the big thing is, it all comes down to how we are spending time and money. If you spend 20% of the money in relationship building, in designing the software, in designing the product, that will give you more sales, and also spending more time with your top customers, clients. They are the ones who brought you to the table with the growth, and then you could even put more money to make their life easy. See, that's all it is. You got to solve the problems. Bigger problems you solve, bigger earnings you get.
So, Vinny, I got to turn this now back to myself. One of the benefits I get of doing this podcast with you every single week is I get to ask the questions that are on my heart, where I'm at in my business. And as we're closing Friday. So tomorrow is our big closing day for the 80 units in Jackson, Mississippi. So I'm very excited.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
I'm thinking this principle through the frame of where I'm at in life. So I've got 80 units we're taking down. 40 of them are 40% are occupied, so only 30 are occupied, and the other 50 units need to be filled. What is the 80/20 when I look at this project? Money's going to be in the account tomorrow. It's being sent off to the seller, and now I've got to go run. I've got the bank has $800,000 put aside for my MDP, so they're going to be doing those drawdowns. What is the most efficient way for me to look at this project from day one? And you don't have to be perfect, but you just, with that frame of information, where would you say the 80/20 is going to be for me?
Very nice, very nice. I would say definitely. I think we did talk about exposure of this beautiful apartment complex. I saw the buildings, it's a very big frontage, everything. So just putting flag out there, the sailing flags, all those should be day one, right away. We are leasing, we are open for business under new management. You got to make that one right from Amazon. Go ahead and buy that under new management. Stop by for open house snacks and whatever. So the thing is, you got to really put a big mark in that place on that road where there's so many people coming and going, and have the phone number on a big flag. See, so you could get those made quickly, and then have the open house every day so that the staff is ready for people to drop in. And then I say to them, tours to the beautiful apartments that you already have fixed and everything, so they can look at it, how new manager, new management is bringing new energy, new attitude. That's how I say. I remember when I did value adds many moons ago, I would say new management, new attitude. That was my banner. New management, new attitude. And I even not only had flags, but even on the buildings, which are able to see, people can see 6 feet by 10 feet banners. I got them made, say new attitude, new management, new attitude, new owners, or whatever you want to put, and the phone number, big bold phone number on it, just 3 lines. That's it. And color, don't put a color which people cannot see from a distance. Maybe yellow background with black on it or something might be really good. The other thing are the flags. I don't know if you could see locally in Jackson who sells wholesale flag poles, 20 feet, 30 feet. I used to love 30 feet because they are higher and everything, and put flags. People notice things. It's just amazing when you are showing them at a higher level. Look at the local ordinances, of course. how high the flags can be and the signage. Signage is another thing, right? You want to work on the signage and then look at the curb appeal. That's the other thing I say. Why would people be looking at this new apartment and the new ownership? Because you change the curb appeal. How can you make it more attractive? So those are a few
Wow.
things coming to my mind. The other thing is to really excite the leasing office as leasing personnel or community director so that they are standing up when people walk in. They're not just sitting, and they need to be ready with the model. Model needs to be turned on lights every morning so that when people come to the model room, the leasing officer or agent should not be turning lights as people come in. That was the big hack we used in our occupancy level because it needs to be attractive. And then you watch them. I don't know if you're there or your team can watch. What do they say? I used to take videos and then say, oh, by the way, you did really good over here, but you could have done a little bit here. Or even somebody sharing how to show the apartment. Maybe on the YouTube, just say how to show an apartment which is renovated right now to increase occupancy. The YouTube is a very good guide.
Wow. I wrote a ton of notes, and it sounds like you're saying the 80/20 of this building is actually all in the marketing. It is all in
It
driving the
is.
lease up side of things,
You got it.
right? There's no major collections here. We don't got to worry about it because it's very few people there. And the
Yep.
maintenance of it, it's there's not a lot of maintenance here. You got to fill the
Yes.
units before you need to
Yes.
worry about collection, fill the units before you worry about maintenance and management and doing renovations because we've got 20, 30 units that are ready to go, already
Ready to
renovated.
go. Ready to go. You want to start bringing revenue in. That's
Right.
going to fuel, and other people will be attracted that they know, oh, this building is already filled. I better take it. Look and lease is the one which we used to do. When people tour, you just say, look and lease means if you lease today, we give you so much discount for the first month or the third month. Usually I used to give third month discount, not the first month. That way they are there for 90 days or 120 days. And then getting some good marketing postcards ready, postcards and see if you could even distribute them. And locally, you could have these postcards with beautiful pictures, of course, new ownership, new attitude, and the name of the new apartment complex. See, name of the complex needs to change. I did a lot of repositions in 2008, 9, 10, and I would change every single apartment to villas. If you recall, I love villas. I'm from India and British here I always loved villas.
Vinny, I took the information you gave me 2 weeks ago when I was in Jackson, and we have
Yeah.
created the new LLC for this company. It is Blue
Awesome.
Haven Villas.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Blue Haven. I love the word Blue Haven, which is beautiful, and villas. Oh my gosh.
The buildings are painted all blue. The part of the reposition
Yeah.
from the previous owner was to paint everything blue. And so we just said,
Yes.
let's run with it. So the building's brand
I
kind of
love it.
runs with the new brand. I love it.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
I love it.
All right, so 80/20. There's one more category I want to get into it. We talked about, you just gave me all these tips for focusing on marketing to lease up. Going into the sales process. So you talked about
Yes.
watching a YouTube video so that my team can go out and do the sales process much better. What is the 80/20 when it comes to the sales process? Like when it comes to streamlining your sales process to eliminate time wasting activities and focus on like actual sales tactics, where would you say, because somebody who's running a business, right? Like I'm thinking one of my members of community, they're pulling in $1.5 million a year in one
Hmm.
of their businesses, but I know that they could increase that with an improvement in sales. And I won't go into the industry, right? So
Okay.
what is the 80/20 for
See,
anybody who's got to
it all
increase sales?
boils down to who are the residents that we are going after and then marketing to them, outgoing calls to them, making a presence in the local organizations, and doing a ribbon cutting ceremony with the AAA or BBB, Better Business Bureau. That's a great one. Local officials. I usually don't do it right away when I buy. the apartments, but maybe a month or so
It needs a little
later.
repositioning before we go get ribbons
Yeah,
out there, right?
yes, yes, totally. And invite the newspaper and the media. Jackson is a small town, so you can really do some exposure. I think that will be fantastic. The key thing is to try to get to the avatar resident, what's their profile and everything, and then advertising in apartments.com, which you are doing it platinum right on the top. It's going to show up. But even though, make sure every day the leasing and the community manager goes to apartments.com, searches for apartments in Jackson, Mississippi, see if they are above there or not. I was told that you have to tweak little bit every day for it to rise to the top again. Aha. So that was a hack. A lot of people didn't know. Then we taught it to our leasing agents and every apartment. And then they had to open up on the back end. Apartments.com has a back end, right? For the owner. And that's where you tweak something. Then it shows up on the top. So check on that. Check on that.
So
If it's the
valuable,
same
Vinny.
thing. But
So
you
valuable.
got to, yeah.
So sales is the
Thank
most
you. Thank
important
you.
thing in a business, right? Without sales, we're not making money. So
No.
increasing, so if we can look at the sales team and say, hey, we've got to increase sales, it's more conversions. We already have the customer base. Let's go touch them again. Let's go have a deeper conversation with them again.
Yes.
So
Yes.
for you mentioned diversifying, right? You said once you build your wealth, the third thing you mentioned at the very beginning of this call was diversifying. If somebody built most of their wealth, let's say in business, they built most of
Hmm.
their wealth in business, they have a strong exposure to the stock market, but their exposure to real estate is not strong yet. So let's talk about maybe not our traditional person who's listening to this building and buying real estate, but the person who might be interested in passively investing. How does a person get into real estate when they are 100% focused on their business, when they've got their stock investments? Why does a person, one, want real estate? Two, I was actually sitting with a lender today, a bank lender today, who does a lot of business banking, and they said a lot of their business bankers are now buying real estate as their businesses are doing really well. They're now the bank has shifted to doing now multifamily and hotel because those business owners are doing this. Why does a
Hmm.
business owner eventually start shifting over to real estate? Why is that so important? And when do you do that? When does
I'm
that make
so
sense to
glad.
shift?
I'm so glad. I would say real estate should be in everybody's portfolio at age 14. Age 14, I'm telling you, 18 maybe, and 21, they should be house hacking. They should be co-signing with their parents and being able to really get into a single house. Then resident pays for the tuition, right? Not tuition, what am I saying? For the rent, right? The mortgage, the loan. So essentially, what I'm saying is real estate has made more millionaires than anybody, and multimillionaires and billionaires. Everybody's got profile of real estate in their portfolio. The reason is the laws are made in countries everywhere. When you get a bank to come in, give you 70% loan, even at 7.5% or 8% or whatever now, but I used to get at 3.86% and 2.89% I got interest rate loans. Are you able to hear? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So essentially, the thing is, real estate should be in everybody's portfolio actively or passively. Passively is very good because syndicators like me, fund managers like me and you, we work day in, day out to buy the right deals. We underwrite them well with good assumptions. And then we project the outcome, cash flow, and equity gain. But guess what? I work all day long. 20% is goes to me and my teams. 80% I'm working for my valued investors. 80-20 or 70-30 split. So real estate doesn't have to be active always. You should vet out other sponsors, syndicators, fund managers like me and others. There are a lot of them, but find out their track record, who are at the top, how many principals are there, who is on the loan, all those things. We can have a good session on that. But the key thing is invest and diversify. Don't put all eggs in one basket. If you're in just mutual funds or retirement funds are in mutual funds, Wall Street, you will grow a little bit
And I hope you can still hear me because I still
purposes, but
hear
you
you. There we
could
go.
actually, you could really enjoy good returns of 18, 20% per year. And you could double your money in 5 years, your investment with the IRR of 20% or so. Are you there? Are you listening? I know I
Still
had
hear you.
maybe
We had a
I
gap.
apologize. I
We had a gap,
apologize.
and then you came back. So your
Okay.
answer is immediately have real estate immediately, but we know that it's important to focus, right? It's important to focus. 80/20 is a
Yes.
factor that sometimes business owners just need to focus everything on their business. There's got to be a point where the person gets to a threshold where they just can't, the money's not producing that return on investment anymore. You keep investing in your business and it's not giving you 50% returns, 20% returns anymore. Now it's just you put $1 million back into it and it's like you almost either didn't get that money back out. Like, how does it? There's got to be a point because I've noticed that even in my own businesses, where suddenly my money doesn't provide a return anymore. It's like more
Totally.
energy, a better hire, but it's not really a money investment. It's not really a capital investment anymore. It's the capital doesn't really seem to go as far as it used to, and that to me seems to be where it makes more sense to go back into real estate or to start investing that money into things that actually provide a return. How do you know? Like, how could a person know that they're not getting a return on their money anymore? Because
Oh
for
my
me, Vinny,
gosh,
it
that's
was
very
marketing. I was just
easy.
dumping money into marketing, and it wasn't
Oh,
producing a return.
I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. See, the thing is, when we do put money, expenses come in. I mean, if you don't put a tab on what expenses are going out and what's the result that we are getting, we need to stop it right away. Like I invested to at 38,000, I think you know that, in that one technique, and it didn't bring any results to sell my something, and I just stopped it right away. I cut off the tap, and you minimize your expenses, I guess is the word. But the key thing is you have to see and have KPIs, key performing indicators on everything you do in life, everything you do in life. So, in other words, when you're spending money in the marketing, you need to know weekly how much you spent and what it's the result. It sometimes marketing doesn't bring results in a week, but let's give it a 2 months. But we need to meet every week still to look at what's happening with those dollars. Where are we spending? And how are the viewership going higher? How are the leads coming in? What's the funnel? What's the landing page? How many people are hitting that? So these kind of statistics need to be looked at weekly basis, brother. Because if we just give and say the marketing team told us, talk to me after 6 months or 3 months, and you didn't see any results in 3 months, you can't stop it. But you got to let people know, whoever you're meeting with or whoever is heading your budget and everything, hey, show me the results every week, where we are from last week to this week and from last week to this week, so that if the results are going to be 20% growth or something, divide that by 3 months, that's 6%. So you got to always be looking at KPIs. That's how I look at it. And then I just say, stop it. Stop it. If you didn't do anything and all these leads are wrong and everything, and nobody's showing any interest, right? You double check, you triple check, all that stuff. That's in the marketing side. But investing in real estate, I would say one should definitely get into real estate in a low hanging fruit. Like I talk about, I used to be in single family home, went to duplex, 14 units, 50 units, 109 to 8,500 units. Then I went to senior livings, big centers I built, right? 80 units, 90 units. Now I'm back to single family home residential assisted living because that's the place it's cash flowing. It is cash flowing like crazy. $10,000 net income every month from the occupied, 85% occupied home where 10 seniors can live in a single family home. Let's say 8 live, right? 8 are living inside your home and you're giving proper care and everything, you can net out 10,000. Again, we are not selling any security, guys. Do your
Not
full due
financial
diligence.
advice.
No, we are not at all. But this is what we are doing, and it's bringing results. I'm looking into buying some hotels that need help at 2.5x. What? 2.5x the revenue. Usually hotels sell for 6.5 to 7x the revenue, but these are mismanaged. They are in good locations, but the owners are tired or they're into bankruptcies due to after COVID. They didn't change the things and strategies and all that. So all those things are out there if you seek out, I say.
Wow. So this has been a big one. 80/20. This is wealth principle 14. Uh, choose your business must focus on the 80/20 principle in sales and marketing. Focus on the 80/20 principle in sales and marketing. We do this every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Vinny does have a training he's doing today on hospitality. So if you want to learn more
Yes.
about Vinny's
Yes.
trainings, you can go to vinnychopra.com and you can go to vinnychopra.com
Flash
events, or
events. Yeah. Yeah.
you can go to Eventbrite and just
Eventbrite.
type
Just
in
say
Vinny
Vinny's
Chopra right on
multi.
Eventbrite.
You bet, brother. You
These
bet. And
trainings, this
also
is something
next
Vinny's
week.
doing now, but he won't be doing it
Ah,
forever. So the
yes.
sooner you jump into it, and the trainings are different every single month. He talks about
Yes.
different stories. He's got different deals he's doing. So really, it makes sense to go back to training multiple times, pick it all up while you still can. These aren't recorded.
Ye-
These are live
Yes,
training.
live shows. I would love to say, Gualter, another thing which I know President Trump came in this week and he said, drill, baby, drill. So oil and gas is going to be huge in USA, which has been where we want to go. So next week, I'm presenting also oil and gas investments and why and how it works and everything. Educational seminar I'm doing 5 p.m. 5 p.m. next Thursday is next Thursday, I think 5 p.m. But you could get the ticket free from Eventbrite. The thing is, you could get active losses in oil and gas, 100%. So if somebody invests 100,000, they get 85,000 first year loss on their aggregate gross income, and then 15% towards the end. So whole money, and then you 2.3x your money. There is nothing like it. I can't believe it. Why I didn't look into it
Doreen is
last.
actually, she's got a mineral rights deal we did about a year
Oh,
ago,
wow,
and
wow.
we did it as a DST. So we did a 1031 exchange and as a
Beautiful,
DST,
beautiful.
and it pays 10 to 12% per year. It's just
Yes.
every month she's got a little check that comes in, and we look at that and say, okay, that was our way to learn a lot about
Ah,
mineral rights. It was a nice way to
yes.
get into oil and gas. And I'm a real estate investor actively, but when it comes to
Mhm.
my passive investments, I, like you said, diversify.
I
It's nice to
I
have
love it.
those checks that just come in.
Awesome. Love
And
it,
then
brother.
getting rid of the expenses. Like we've had some big income years, so having some way to hide that is really
Hmm.
is productive for us. So, ladies and
Totally.
gents, you know the deal. We've got this Saturday is this Saturday we're going to be doing ibuildmillionaires.com, so the 52 wealth
Mhm.
principles. And
Yep.
Vinny Chopra, you go to vinnychopra.com/events, get access to the events, or go to Eventbrite and get access and just type in Vinny Chopra's name. We're going to be back next week. We'll be doing the next
Yep.
wealth principle. For everybody who has thoughts or ideas or strategies, you can message us on LinkedIn, you can message us on Facebook, just type our names in. Cheers to your
Yes.
success. When you have a choice, always work with
We'll
the
see you.
best. We'll see you next week.
See you next week. Okay, brother. Bye bye.
Later,
Bye
brother.
bye.
Hey there! The upcoming episode is scheduled for Thursday. We appreciate your viewership of the Abundance Mindset Show. Tune in every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 12 p.m. Eastern on various social media platforms hosted by Vinney Chopra and Gualter Amarelo. Don't forget to subscribe, share your comments, and leave a 5-star review. Thank you for your support.